with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. You niggas be trolling, licking on my lips, biting down, bitch, I'm rolling. Square ass body walked up like what my hoe went. In the street shit, keep it real without a trophy. Baby, what's the weather like? Wavy, get the better price. Ice on my left and right wrist, burning megabytes. Rolling up megahertz, feeling like gelling hurts. Nigga, what's your nigga, what's your network? Better find some better work. Better find some. Nigga, what's your net worth? Better find some better work. Look me in my eyes. Shout it. Look me in my eyes. Can you see my vision? Can you? Hey, she'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. Best gas on the north side, tell me what you need. Only sell cat if you sellin' it for me. Plants ain't ready, I'ma sell them in the spring. 36 bitches, gotta tell them when to leave. Ran up a check, gotta put this in the house. Talking too much, baby, put this in your mouth. Pancakes and eggs, I'm just cooking what I bought. Schedule kinda full, gotta book me when I'm out. Had to tell my dog that his name getting hot. Every kind of tool like a maintenance shop. Hook back some bread for the same little spot. 409 miss me so the game still rock. Shit, wait. For me, she'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. She'll be down with God, but she be down with me. Don't even post it. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. Where you go? Son. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep him some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my niggas downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep him some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my bodies downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. Should be bad like in no time. Hit a C like it's go time. My bitches in the game like the old line. Hey, and when I come down, you get no shine. Scissors on the backseat like a little kid. Time been gone for a little minute. Ain't back and forth, I just post a pic with a bankroll, pounds in the mix. I can't parking like pimp. Hey, serving coffee shop him. Hey, got you walking around still. Hey, all that cash on him. Then put a bag on the cracker, but you put a bag on him. Hey, for black on black violence. Hey, let's go smash on them. I just paid my rent late on the block near Kimbe. Chopper got a little shake, hit the jerk like Benjay. Money calling me today, I'ma pick up every time. Bro just brought a whole bottle, gon' distribute every line. Shawty came with her ass like the city had dying. Wi-Fi around the trap, this shit like a airline. Shawty came with her ass like the city had dying. Wi-Fi around the trap, this shit like an airline. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep him some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on a bay on a bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my niggas downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep him some motion. Put a play on a play on a play. Put a bay on the bay on the bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my bodies downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. Gotta get up and get up and get up and get it. You working that job, but you stuck in them trenches. Cash to be made, so who out here tripping? My cellular phone got a damn chip in it. Wake up, sign for 30 balls. Still in the trap with dirty clothes. You can be different, work my phones. You can be dead and work alone. I like that. Roller coaster at the stoplight, finish line, flexing, flexing,
Grizzly going crazy, nigga.
Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line, flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line, flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? I remember going to school, never had the latest shoes. You was raised to make it cool, I was raised to make a move. We was playing with different bags, so I kept getting shitted on. It was motivation, telling myself stay patient. Package touchdown, gotta relocate it. If that body got took down, guess it was donated. Plug ain't from round town, but we both native. Yeah, sliding with my body, I got a Joe waiting. Can't let these hoes spend the night, ain't got no home training. Heard your damn mixtape, gave it a low rating. Yeah, streets reply, I look right in a Mercedes. Creep at night, the city lights going brave. She popping it like that is meant for, can't be no road and extendo. Bitch, I put me in the friend zone till she see me in the end zone. Hoes calling from other zip code, trapping hard, I need a flip on this, the new pack, the last one, bingo. Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line, flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line, flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Stepping out cool, rock and roll my watch and shoes. They scream wave, ain't bring a pool. Mainstream think they scream my moves. Jack hit me up like gotta leave round 2. Know what's going on, man, you need it come through. I'm the neighborhood superintendent. Dogs in the den, got the cushion in the kitchen. Look here, baby, I'm on real time. Needle in the haystack, but still shine. Wave guard, grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell them wait for it. Grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell them wait, tell them. Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line, flex. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor.
Go out the way just to help my position.
Out this world
Go out the way just to help my position. When I was broke, I just knew I would get it. That hate shit you want ain't no good for my spirit. It is what it is, I got tired of forgiving. Mouth full of ghost crackers smiling and glisten. Out with the old, my phone jumping this Wednesday. Knew I was special, just needed to listen. Lift up a latch and detaching the ceiling. Super Dushani, the motherfucking greatest. This my new rental, don't care, I drag racing. In your apartment, I'm popping the latest. Started finessing, so that's how how we played it. Stepped envelopes, got it right on my brothers. No competition, we shine with each other. So many nights had my mind in the gutter. Mama told me like, boy, keep it together. Link with a big booty freak, it's whatever. Bet like a ring, we ain't cutting, we wrestle. Call my connect, need a package of pressure. Mind on my money, you know how I'm stepping. Took your advice, but I really ain't need it. You in my presence, 1K, how you keep it? Act like a star so they don't treat me basic. Bills late, niggas start getting creative. Go out the way just to help my position. When I was broke, I just knew I would get it. That hate shit you want ain't no good for my spirit. It is what it is, I got tired of forgiving. Mouth full of ghost crackers smiling and glisten. Out with the my phone jumping this Wednesday. Knew I was special, just needed to listen. Lift up a latch and detaching the ceiling. Super Dushani, the motherfucking greatest. This my new rental, don't care, I jack race it. In your apartment, I'm popping the latest. Started finessing, so that's how we played it. I'm detaching the ceiling. I'm full of ghosts while it's shining and glisten. Talking my language, I'm tired of forgiving. Mouth full of ghost crackers smiling and glisten. Out with the old, I'm jumping this Wednesday. Go out the it's what it is, I got tired of forgiving. It is what it is, I get it in a minute. I'll call you back in a minute. Too busy chasing blue binges.
Peace to the family. Uncle Sekou, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm trying to find somewhere with better lighting and also make my background not too sure. So I kind of, is it blurry or is showing? Because I tried to make it blurry.
Yeah, I think it's blurry right now.
Okay. I don't know if I should go to the office upstairs with more light. Let me try that and see.
Nah, we see you good. It's good lighting right here.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's good
All
lighting
right.
right here. Man, let's go and get the introductions. Uncle Sekou, can you tell the people where you from? Can you tell the people what you do? You know what I'm saying? How people know you, how people can get in contact with you, and all of that.
Are we live already?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I mean, sorry, take my. I want.
Nah, you good, you good.
Yeah.
Hey, peace to the family. Today's show, African Spirituality. We got Uncle Sekou in the building. Man, y'all know what time it is, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend. All right, you got it, Uncle.
Yes. Peace and blessings to the family. My name is Sekou Kelleh. I'm a Liberian national. I'm from the Republic of Liberia. And then I'm a Pan-Africanist. I introduce myself very simply that I'm a Pan-Africanist. That's the first thing. That's my nationality, or that I believe in, is that I'm a Pan-Africanist. That's my philosophy. And I am a cultural activist. I advocate for the African cultural renaissance, which makes me what I call a Diopian. I believe in the philosophy of Cheikh Anta Diop, who preached the African Renaissance and the cultural unity of Africa, which I believe in very much. And I consider myself an Afrocentric independent researcher, which some people are avoiding today because the word Afrocentric has been bastardized by the detractors, such as Mary Lefkowitz, who wrote Afrocentrism, and then not even defining what it means. So I stand on the shoulders of great scholars, Molefi Asante, to say I'm an Afrocentric independent researcher. So that's who I am, very simply. In terms of work, I'm a social worker. I study social work at Conestoga College. I'm an addiction treatment worker right now, and also doing some of my program to become a counselor. So right now I work as an addiction treatment worker. So basically, that's who I am, based in Canada.
All right, all right. I see. All right, we're gonna start off with my first question, and by the way, with your introduction, I be telling people, if you black, why wouldn't you want to be a blackologist or Afrocentric? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only box we supposed to be trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for letting it be known you are Afrocentrist. Like you said, a lot of the terms been bastardized. Like they like to say Diop pseudo. They like to say being an Afrocentric is the being on the opposite side of history. Man, I like how you standing 10 toes down on your walk, and that's what we do over here too. You know what I'm saying? We all about Pan Africanism, and we definitely all about Uncle Diop and standing on the shoulders of the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? All right, so
Absolutely.
everybody want to know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and Uncle Sekou, I'm in Texas. I'm in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Bible Belt. You know what I'm saying? Going to school. I mean, going to church. Sometimes twice a week. You know what I'm saying? Every week we not missing no church service. So growing up, we was taught a lot of the stuff in Africa is witchcraft. We've been taught um a lot of stuff in Africa, oh, they sacrificing animals, they sacrificing people. African spirituality. Can you let us know what is African spirituality?
Yes, very simple. I can break that down and give you the definition and then also some explanation. But before I do that, because it's a subject, African spirituality there's so much misconception about it out there. So that if you go into it directly, people come with their preconceived ideas. So they are likely to misunderstand what you are saying. So for that reason, I like to give you a background understanding, lay down the argument for you to first understand it, decolonize your mind first, clean it up with all the insanity. I take out the wazungu out of your head, then give you a real pure mind, then before you start to understand what I'm even saying. So to do that, I begin with what I call the chronology of human history and civilization, the chronology of spiritual thinking, the chronology of human evolution. Very, very important. So to go very quickly, I'm not dealing with a biological or anthropological subject here. Let's deal with the issue of the philosophical question. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is our purpose on this planet? And where do we go after we die? The very first human who became conscious of themselves on this planet, that's the question they ask themselves. And this question is called a perennial question. It's a question that you don't just have a quick answer to, because it's a very in-depth question. It's an existential question. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is our purpose on this planet? And where do we go? What is our ultimate destiny as the human race, or as living things on this planet? That question has been asked by every people. And for some reason, some people think the Japanese provided answer to that question and formed their Shintoism. The Jewish found answer to those questions and found their Jewish religion, and the same thing for Islam and the Arab. And for some reason, the oldest people on the planet, which are Black Africans, for some reason, some people are saying we didn't find answers or we never bothered to answer those questions. No, we did. You are just not looking properly. Because the answer to those questions is the foundation of civilization. The answer to those perennial questions is the foundation of morality, is the foundation of your understanding of life. Even civilization were built based on the answers that were given to these questions. And we are saying that Africans, they provide answer to these questions, and what the process of answering those questions is what we call the African wisdom tradition, which we now call African spirituality. Because the word spirituality, we are actually using modern term to make people understand what we are saying. But basically, when we talk about African spirituality, we are saying the African wisdom tradition. This wisdom tradition, how did they explain the meaning of life? Because the ultimate goal of spirituality is to explain the meaning of your existence. Because the meaning of life is very crucial. It is the meaning of life that makes you wake up every morning to know to do what you're doing, that give you hope to live, that give you understanding how to treat a human being, that guide your morality, that even make you to act in certain way towards people. If you have a materialistic worldview, you are likely to treat people as prophets and treat human being as capital. If you are a person who does not believe in and have any spiritual guidance, you are likely to see human beings as commodities. That's why your spirituality is very, very important. So I'm just laying down the background to make you understand that African ancestors at that point in human history, they did realize that they needed to answer these questions, and they did. And we are going to find that out. Now, to go into the subject, I need to do what I call decolonize your understanding of spirituality and religion, to decolonize your understanding. So the first thing I want to do in order to decolonize your mind is to tell you, first of all, that you are what I call a citizen of the earth. Consider yourself for a minute. Like right now, you are a citizen of the United States, or you are a citizen of any country. What does that mean to be a citizen? When you are a citizen, you have privileges and you have responsibility. The privileges you enjoy in your country is that you are equal to all citizens. That's the first thing. You have that right as any other citizen. Then you have privileges and you have responsibilities as a citizen. Picture yourself as the same way on this earth. As Black people, we are not second-class citizens to any other human race. We are equal citizens on this planet, which means we have equal right to ask questions about the divine, to interact with the Creator without any other group of people telling us how to do that. The Arabs have no right, no divine right or authority to say he will guide Black people towards God or Allah. That's taking away our citizenship as citizens of this earth. We should have a direct connection to our Creator because we have the same equal right as the Arab, the Jew, the European. That's the first thing I want you to know. Claim your right as the citizen of this earth, that you have the divine right to question and to know. Two, you have to understand what they call the pre-Western mode of thought on the African continent. Before the European arrived, before the Arabs arrived, did Africans think? Yeah, they did. Did they have a system of civilization, writing, kings, spiritual system where they guide people? Yes, they did. The first civilization, one of the oldest, or the oldest in the world, ancient Egypt, the foundation of human civilization. Some will argue Sumer, but Egypt have left behind some of the greatest intellectual material than any other civilization. It's on the African continent. The Kushites. on the African continent. In fact, some of the writings of the Kushites is yet to be deciphered. They left a lot of writing that we don't even read them today. The great pharaohs of Nubia. Let's go to Mwene Mutapa in the southern African area. Great civilization. Let's go to Wagadu Empire of West Africa. Great civilization. Let's go to Benin. Great civilization. Then before we come even to Mali. These were not people who were just living around chasing deers. This is builders of civilization. So it's important for you to have that background understanding. You can't build a civilization if you don't have a spiritual understanding or how to guide your people. You use technology, science, knowledge. You need to have some of those in place in order to build a civilization. And we did that for centuries. We did that on this planet Earth. 2, you have to understand that there was something called colonialism and slavery that happened to the great African people, which we call some of our ancestor scholars call the Ma'afa, the great terroristic disaster which has happened to our people. This disaster was the destruction of our knowledge, destruction of our heritage, destruction even of our humanity for 500 years. So during this process, a lot of disinformation were formed around our ancestral culture. So the so-called witchcraft, so-called primitive African, so-called primitive Negro were all invented during this period to rob us of our intellectual property and our actual contribution to the world. This is a fact. If I were to find evidence of our contribution, they create some type of theory. Oh, it was some Hamites. They create some type of theory that make you blur, give you a blurry understanding of Black people contribution. They will say, oh, it was multicultural and multiracial. Where they find Black civilization, they will say, well, they were olive color, they were brown and black. They create all type of confusion just not to say Black.
Preach.
Okay. Even the African contribution in the Middle East, the Black contribution in Middle Eastern culture, everything has been watered down and muddied down just for you not to get the understanding. So I need you to know that we are facing this disaster, which is Eurocentrism, white supremacy, which has dominated this earth for 500 years and has distorted the information. And they pursue to clarify that information of African people is what some people are calling African center or Afrocentrism, which has been misunderstood by many people. Now, what is African spirituality? It's what everybody wants to know. Having given you all this background, I want you to know that whenever you mention African spirituality and people want to have understanding, they come with the Islamic mind. They come with a Christian mind. They come with a mindset that already have with the preconceived ideas. Oh, who is your prophet? What is your holy book? Who is your savior? Well, must everybody have those type of boxes, or those type of standard that you set? You don't have to set those standards to understand other people's culture. You have to come with an open mind to understand what do these people believe and what is their system of belief. So I will give you my simple understanding of what African spirituality is. African spirituality, I write here, is the understanding, very important, the word understanding, the understanding and belief that humans and all of existence are part of a greater divine being. I'll take that. The understanding and belief that humans and all of existence are part of a greater divine being, which has neither beginning nor end, and the purpose of life is to live, maintain order, balance within the boundless ocean of existence. And the summary of this belief is called the unity of being. That's just, if you have just a simple phrase to define African spirituality is the unity of being. What does that mean? The African, having observed the universe, when he came on this planet, he looked around and saw the animals. And what I told you in the beginning, he asked himself, who are we? Where did we come from? What is the purpose of life? From his observation for thousands of years on this planet, he come to the realization that the human being and all of nature is part of something greater, a greater being, which has neither beginning nor end. That is his first understanding of life. Then he come to the conclusion that this greater being did not just create human being, like other people will just say, God created the heaven and the earth. It's not as simple as that you can tell kids. For the African, God simply gave birth to creation. That's in that sense. You need to understand it in that sense, not literally. But he spiritually gave birth to the universe, because the difference between creating and giving birth, when you give birth to something, it has a certain part of you. When you give birth to your child takes certain part of you, even while he or she creates her own consciousness or understanding, but the child takes a lot part of you. So the child becomes an extension of you. We are an extension of the divine being. This is the profound knowledge of the African understanding. We are an extension of the divine itself. So we are not simply creation, we are an extension of the divine. This is the great knowledge and mystery that African revealed to the world and has been confusing to the religious people for centuries. But these religious, if we are an extension of the divine, what does that mean? It means, one, we have a divine responsibility to maintain order and balance within all of creation, because everything is everything. Nature is divine. We have to live in harmony or balance with nature, because we are nature and nature is us. Two, we must live in harmony and balance within ourselves, because we are trying to reconnect ourselves with our divine parent, which is the creator from which we emanate, in order to we recapture the nature of our first ancestor, which is the creator. We have to live in righteousness. This is the struggle for Ma'at, to live in divine order and balance, because that's what we came out of. Nature, the water, the mountain, the animals, they are not just creatures that we have dominion over. They are of us, and we are part of them. And we need to respect them. Even the animal that we eat, we treat them with dignity. That's why when the European came and you saw an African speaking to a tree, he said, oh, he's worshiping a tree. No, he's not. He believed that the tree is on another frequency, but it is part of nature, and it also exists. It lives like we live. It is just on another dimension, but it is a living thing. So when you want to cut down a tree, they will find out in some part of the native African villages, when a man wants to cut down a tree, he apologizes. And he said, look, my brothers, I'm going to cut you down, not because I'm doing it for sport, but because I want to do something here which is meaningful to my existence. So I apologize. So he will cut down those trees. And they will say, well, what is this? Why is it? This is spooky. Why is he talking to the tree? Well, because you think it is the only human being who has the ability to communicate. Trees communicate. Because you are limited yourself to the material existence, you think that all other things are just dumb on the planet. We are the only intelligent being, and we are the only one who have the right. No, all other living things, we all emanate from the divine being. That's why the African concept of the unity of being is the foundation of the Egyptian philosophy of Ma'at: truth, justice, order, balance, and reciprocity. And you find that across all the African continents. So your spiritual foundation is the unity of being. It's not confusing. 2, the spiritual beliefs. Let's deal with the spiritual beliefs in African spirituality. To proceed with Africa, to get an in-depth understanding of African philosophy and spiritual understanding, there are 2 things you need to know. One is empiricism and esotericism. Empiricism is to acquire knowledge by observation. This is where science emanates from. I observe the nature of this thing. I look at how it behaves. I can test it. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can measure it. Therefore, I have an empirical knowledge of this phenomenon in front of me. If I want to give a comprehensive understanding of this computer right in front of me, I can describe the shape of it, the color of it, how many keyboard on it. I'm having an empirical knowledge of this thing in front of me called computer. So the African spirituality agree that human can achieve knowledge through empiricism. Also, they added that we can also achieve knowledge through esotericism. Esotericism is now beyond the physical look. It's now an in-depth understanding of the nature of something through deep, refined attention and spiritual understanding, to know the purpose of something rather than the nature of it. So this esotericism is what leads to deep spiritual understanding. But the both of them go together. I will give you an example. If you live in a pre-colonial African village, or if you go to even modern African village where that has not been touched with Islam or Christianity, and you go and say, I'm sick, they don't just look in the sky and start calling some spooky spirit to come and heal you. When you go to an elder and say, I'm feeling sick, the first thing they do, they take you to a herbalist. A herbalist is a person who has a knowledge of herbs, study plants, and know what plants can heal you, what plant is dangerous, what plant can heal, what or become what type of medicine. This is the beginning of medical science. The person will proceed, first of all, to look for empirical knowledge. Look for an empirical knowledge to solve your problem. If the herbalists fail to solve your problem, and they understand that the disease is more confusing, then they proceed to advise you to see a diviner. Now you are moving into esotericism. So you can see how they employ the 2 different knowledges together. Why it's also okay to meet a spiritual leader to do a divine for you, to find spiritual solution for you. There are also people with practical knowledge who are able to heal you. So if you are into African spirituality, you have to proceed with both knowledge of empiricism and esoteric understanding. That is why a spiritual person in African spirituality cannot be against science. No. In fact, science becomes your property. Science becomes another arm, one of your pillars that you should stand on, while your spirituality become a complementary to it. This is how our ancestors moved with it. They never make that distinction and say, now I'm spiritual, therefore I have nothing to do with science. No. Or now I'm scientific, I have nothing to do with spirituality. Well, you are still confused. So esotericism and empiricism are important pillars in African spiritual knowledge that you must proceed with. It is interesting to know that in African spirituality, one of the main fundamental beliefs is the immortality of the soul. Immortality of the soul. The Greeks, who were the first European to read and write, arguably, they are the one who gave us this knowledge, this testimony in the book written by Herodotus, book 2, in the book called the Histories. Herodotus writes that Egyptians, Plutoi, were the first to conclude that humans have an immortal soul. Nobody else. The Jews were not the first. The Christian Bible was not the first. The Quran was not the first to conclude that the human being have an immortal soul. This was African. How did we come by that conclusion? Because for us, because we say we proceed from a divine being that has always been in existence and that has neither beginning nor end. So death is an illusion. Death is the return into eternity. So every death is a new beginning, is a rebirth. So there is no ending in life. There is an ending to physical life, but there is no ending to existence. So we return into eternity to exist on another dimension. So life is a continuity. It has no end. This is the way the ancestors, that's why the concept of ancestors become important in African spirituality. For the African, the ancestors have just moved to another dimension. They become a guide for we that are on this physical plane. Their legacy become a guide. Their spiritual guidance become a guide. We speak to them as if they are right in front of us. Because it's a question of dimension. A baby, take a baby in the womb of the mother. This baby is not aware of your skyscrapers. Even while the mom is driving in the car, this baby have no idea that he or she is in the womb of a woman who driving a car in a city or going to a club or going to a church. That baby is in another dimension in that womb. He or she has no idea. For the baby, life ends in that womb. This is the mystery of life. The baby eats in that womb, but the baby have no idea that mom has to eat before he eats. There is a mom who is eating before that baby eats. The baby has no idea. The mom drinks, the baby drinks. But for the baby, this is just a perfect life. He or she is in an apartment. Everything works. There is light there. There's food there. There's ventilation. The baby is living normal life. Then, boom, the baby is, after 9 months, they find themselves on another dimension. And the baby start crying and say, where am I? What the hell is going on? I'm dead. I was somewhere in my apartment. What the hell? So, what the hell?
Preach.
The baby has moved into a new dimension. This baby said, oh my God, I was somewhere else. Then the baby lost it. After a few years, the baby lose their entire memory of in the womb. None of us here can remember what we did in the womb. We have no idea. It's a blackout. This is the mystery of existence. None of us, we were all in the womb. We were former citizens of the womb. But now we can't describe our former home. We don't know how it looked like, except we look at it. So think about death in that way. Those people we accompany to the grave, for us, my dead father, my dead mom is lying down right in for me. But the consciousness in the African esoteric knowledge does not cease to exist. Because there was nothingness, never existed. There is no such thing as nothingness. There has always been the divine consciousness, and that divine consciousness gave birth to us. So when we leave this plane, we only return in another divine consciousness, and life continue. This is the African wisdom.
All right. Uncle Sekou, man, you took the ball. And you ran all the way to the touchdown, Uncle Sekou. All right, so I'm gonna jump around a little bit. What is the African concept of God?
Good. So, yeah, okay. So let's take the word God. Whenever you hear God, what comes to mind for us who have come from the religious background? Whether we describe it or not, we picture an anthropomorphic being, an old man, probably with a white beard, sitting on a high chair somewhere in the cloud, looking down. Probably he speaks Arabic or he speaks Hebrew. This man, he sends down messengers and angels to talk to us, and he's far away from us. He can't even talk to us. He has to send angels to warn us or to tell us something. This man, he's far away to talk to us in the Muslim religion. He has to send angel Jibril to come and tell Muhammad, hey, you got to tell these people this is what I'm thinking. And Muhammad got to tell her, hey, this is what that guy is thinking. And for the Christians, this God is so angry, he sent his son to come and die because we offended him so much, and he's not willing to forgive us. And his son said, look, I'll take the bullet for these people. He said, okay, I'm going to kill them anyway, but because you want to take the bullet, I will let you get killed before I forgive them. So we have a picture of this big brother in the cloud who is very dangerous and also all powerful. Now, the Africans have a very slight different understanding of what God is. For them, you have to go to the language of the African people to be able to understand what God is. Let's go to the Bambara people who are closer to my people, the Mandinga. The first description they have for the word God in Bambara is Masadambali and in Masalombali. I don't know if I think my phone is ringing. Give me a minute.
All right. Hey, everybody, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, powerful viewers only, man. This is where we get it in there. PBO, this is where we get it in there. All right, Uncle Sekou.
Yeah. So Masalombali and in Masadambali. What does that mean? It means the being which was never created, has neither beginning nor end, and that cannot be empirically known. Masalombali, Masadambali. Uncreated divine force that cannot be empirically known. That means you cannot put it in front of you here like a computer and say, this is what God is. It's just like our life, our breath. It's like saying I can take my breath or my existence and put it right in front of me and differentiate myself with it. No. God, according to one of the great scholars, Credo Mutua, when he went for his initiation in the spirituality of the Zulu people, he asked the same question. He asked the great initiates, what is God? And the initiates told him, when you were children, we told you that God is the creator of heaven and earth, the Almighty Father who lives in heaven. That we told you as a child. But as you have become a grown-up, we have to tell you that God is everything in everything. So he said, what? What does that mean? He said, well, God is everything in everything means God is existence itself from which all other things emanates. Nothing exists outside of God. Impossible. Everything that exists within what we call the creator, because God is existence itself. This is the way Africans see it. That's why Africans don't have anything called devil or what have you. For them, everything exists within what is called God. So God is just that eternity, that force which has put creation into motion and permeate everything that exists. You cannot empirically put it before you. It's beyond what people are just describing, a man in the sky and sitting on the throne. It's the mystery itself that gave birth to existence. That's one way you have to look at it. It is the womb within which we all exist. Okay? One of the greatest Islamic scholars, Ibn Arabi, who came with a theory which is closer to African spirituality, he said his understanding of Allah is different from the way Muslims are portraying it. He was a great Sufi scholar. His name is Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi wrote a book, and the title of the book is Wahda al-Wujud, the unity of being. So for Ibn Arabi, everything that exists is only trying to what word I'm looking for? It's only trying to what word? I'm looking for a word here. So let me put it this way. Only Allah exists, according to Ibn Arabi. The real existence, the thing that always exists and that always remain in existence is Allah. We are only a manifestation. We are only manifesting the consciousness of that being. We think we have an independent existence. We think I am Sekou and you are brother, you are different from me, and the trees are different from the water. He said, yes, in a very superficial way, that is true. But at the end of the day, when you break all of these things down, it all returns into one being. And that one being, you will go back as far enough, is an invisible, all-powerful being, which you will call God. It is out of it that all other things emanates. Because what makes it difficult for people to see, they are looking for a God outside of them. They are looking for a God sitting on the throne, different from them, who is judging them. I will take the Egyptian Book of the Dead, for example. When you watch the judgment scene in the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, do you see Almighty God sitting on the throne, judging people in the Egyptian Book of the Dead? You don't see it. In fact, it says there, judge yourself. Judge yourself. And by the time you judge yourself and have become pure, ma'akeru, you have become pure of voice, you become a true of voice, you become a pure being, you become a divine being, which is Asa. You become Asa. Asa, who is the personification of righteousness and good in the principles of God. So there is no Almighty God sitting on the throne somewhere is going to sit down and judge you and punish you. God is, the mystery of God is more greater than that. God is a force, a divine force, which permeates everything and make everything to be. This is how we need to see it. So God is everything in everything. It is a mystery for which African spirituality try to make us to understand that we should not look for God in the sky. We should not look for God in other planets. We should not look for God somewhere else. God is deeply buried within our very existence. It is the air we breathe. It is the consciousness. It is the being itself that makes us to exist. That's why we have a responsibility to live righteously, because that then brings us to our closer nature, the nature of God, for we really belong.
All right. I like that. Uncle Sekou. I like that. What are the fundamental differences between African spirituality and religions like Christianity and Islam?
Yeah, just a minute. Let me plug. My computer was going off here. Yep. The fundamental difference is very, very easy. One, the first difference is intellectual dishonesty. Between the intellectual honesty in African spirituality and the intellectual dishonesty. The intellectual dishonesty in religion. What am I talking about? Religion believe that their teaching came to them through revelation. Muhammad said he went into the mountain and an angel told him, Ikra bismi rabbika allazi khalaqna al-insana min alaq, ikra wa rabbuka li-akram allazi allama bil-kalam allama al-insana ma alam ya'lam. Arabic. The angel told him, Muhammad, read in the name of your God who created man from the clotted blood. He created man what he knew not, and go on and on. So Muhammad comes back and tells the people, I received, quote unquote, a revelation. And from there, every time he kept telling his people that he's communicating with Angel Gabriel. Nobody saw it. Nobody witnessed it. Nobody have a third-party witness to it. You got to just believe him that he talked to Gabriel. So your entire faith lies on the fact that Muhammad spoke to Gabriel. So if Muhammad did not speak to Gabriel, your faith is in vain, your belief is in vain. Christianity. They believe that Paul had a revelation on his way to Damascus and he saw Jesus in the sky. Nobody saw it. Nobody witnessed it. If Paul did not see Jesus on his way to Damascus in the sky, your faith is in vain. Your belief is in vain. John, who wrote the book of Revelation, he was on an island and he ate a good dinner and he went to bed and he had dreams. And in those dreams, he saw Jesus coming back to judge the world. And he wrote the entire book of Revelation based on a dream. And that dream, he said, is a revelation. And now Christian entire faith is based on the dream of John. And if John did not really have that dream, then their faith is in vain. What am I saying here? I'm saying that the claim of revelation in religion is not found in African spirituality. African elders were intellectually honest. They said, our spiritual belief is based on refined attention, understanding of nature and observation, deep understanding of nature. We are not claiming that a God spoke from the sky. You will not find it anywhere. Never in any African spiritual teacher who will tell you an alien, the sky opened and an alien spoke to him and a void in the sky. Even the Egyptian, with all their so-called spookism people want to accuse them of, they never say a voice came out of the cloud and talked to them. There is nothing more spooky than that of Moses and the burning bush, and a man spoke to him from the sky. Come on. The intellectual dishonesty is not found in African spirituality. You can say, I have a dream. You can say, I have what they call spiritual experience, subjective spiritual experience. It happens. You can say, I have but you cannot say, I have a revelation. The creator of the heaven and earth communicated with me. That's even to reduce the creator into a man. Because if the creator will sit down and give you a book and you have to write the book, so the creator of this universe, his entire book is fit in the 66 books of the Bible. The creator of is found in 114 surah of the Quran, a little book. The entire Quran, you can put it in the head of a 6 years old. That is the work of the creation of the universe. And I said, okay, that's just a little, let me give you a little, I will just kind of digress a little bit. I told somebody, I said, okay, Allah revealed the Quran. He said, yeah, the creator of the universe. He said, yes. I said, okay. Gave me one revelation from the Quran which had transformed human civilization in terms of scientific knowledge, medical knowledge, or any knowledge that have come out of this book to save humanity. That was never known, a knowledge that was never known before this book was written. One knowledge that was never known to humanity before this book was written, and that has saved the human race. Nothing. You want to talk about one God? People knew that before the Bible and the Quran. You want to talk about savior? People had saviors in all cultures before. What are you going to talk about? So there is nothing new that this religion brought. So God's word cannot be written in those tiny, tiny books. So the intellectual dishonesty in religion is not found in African spirituality too. Dogmatism. A dogma is a belief that is written in stone. You can't change it. Whether it's a lie, whether it's disproven, it's not disproven, you just got to believe it blindly and don't question it. The Christian and Muslim believe that humans came from um, Adam and Eve in a garden somewhere, and then we're speaking to snakes. Okay, if we looked at that in modern understanding, there is no way a snake spoke to a human being in that sense. And they will tell you, well, we can't prove it, but we believe it. Just a minute, I have to pick the phone here.
Hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. We got Uncle Sekou in the building, man. If you like what Uncle Sekou is spitting, man, I need them red, black, and greens in the chat. If you like what Uncle Sekou is spitting, I need them red, black, and greens in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We're going over spirituality. Before Uncle Sekou leave, I'm gonna try to tap into Pan-Africanism and get a little bit of that hammered down. I see Pan-Africanism about to be a topic for the community. So I'm definitely gonna ask him at least one question about that. And my boy, y'all want to ask Uncle Sekou about Akabuland. So we gonna ask Uncle Sekou about Akabuland too. That's gonna be the last two questions.
Yes.
All right, Uncle Sekou, you got the flow.
Yeah, so dogmatism is very, very dangerous because it then says that even if we are contrary evidence, we got to just stick with the dogma. So it is the dogmatism in religion that are led to so many catastrophe and destruction on the planet. They do not want to adapt. And this is even against existence, because as far as our existence is concerned, we are on a scale of evolution. The divine being is renewing existence all the time. We learn new things all the time. But the dogma says the Quran is written in stone, the Bible is written in stone, nothing is changing. And this is why you don't have in African spirituality. In African spirituality, I told you at the beginning, empiricism and esoteric knowledge. So if science come today and make a new discovery, and we find it to be empirically true, an African spiritual believer does not have to contest with what is empirically true. When evolution, the theory of evolution was born, and it was evident that humans, we culturally and even biologically, we evolve over time. I know it's a controversial subject in many cycles. Not the evolution that some people look at, like from monkeys. No, not that. But at least to some extent, the human type has evolved over time. The Bible believers had to fight against science, even genetically, where it was proven also that all humans evolved out of Africa. The religious people had to fight that, because for them, people have to come out of Middle East. Okay? So they had to fight that because it's the dogma. They don't want to go away with it. This is the same thing happening in Islamic religion, where you have the terrorism going on. They do not want to adapt to new understanding. They want to stick to what they believe. And this is not how spirituality should be about seeking to know, seeking to understand, because the divine wisdom is so big, it's so immersed, even the physical universe. Do you know how big the universe is? Do you know how many planets alone in our galaxies? Then consider others, and consider some we will never know. That's the physical plane. Who knows whether there are other universes, in fact? Because some scientists are even postulating now that there is no one universe, but how there are multi-universe. So for you to picture that, our tiny mind, for you to then say, well, if I stick to a belief, that's it. You are going to put a human race into a very, very difficult situation because you do not want to evolve. So spirituality must be a continuous seeking of knowledge and understanding, not dogma. That's where it's different. Then proselytism, the third difference between religion and spirituality. Religions want to convert people. They preach the universal brotherhood, which is fake, and they go around building political empires to convert people. It's actually cultural imperialism. They want people to speak the language of their God. They want people to behave like them, take away other people's culture and religion. African spirituality is not looking for converts. We are not looking for Chinese to practice African spirituality. We are not looking for Arabs to practice spirituality. It is our perception of reality and our cultural view. We are not looking for Chinese to come into our African temple. No. Because the understanding that the universal brotherhood must only be based on truth, justice, and order and respect for each other. We are not asking you to see our divine understanding like the way you have yours. Because as far as African spirituality is concerned, the divine being in which we all belong is going to treat every human the same way, whether you believe or you don't believe. It is immaterial. The sun shines on you whether you are a believer or non-believer. The rain falls on you whether you are a believer or non-believer. Death happens to you whether you are a believer or non-believer. We all get sick. We all go through reincarnation. It doesn't matter whether you believe in African spirituality or not. If you are righteous, you get the benefit of righteousness. For Christian, your righteousness is in vain. You must first be Christian for God to count your righteousness. That is imperialism. In Islam, a righteous non-Muslim is considered evil, while an evil Muslim is considered righteous. This is really, really backward knowledge that you have to see. A Muslim who is going around killing people, and you that is not killing people, you are righteous, you help human beings. A Muslim will consider that Muslim killer to be more righteous than you. This is the reverse psychology of religion. The self-righteousness. Their evil is considered righteousness, and your righteousness is considered evil. This is the way they tweak and twist your mind. For us, righteousness is universal. A righteous Chinese do not need to practice African spirituality. He can practice his ancestral culture as long as he is righteous. The righteous benefit will go to him. Why? Because in the African spiritual worldview, the good will always defeat evil. It doesn't matter how long. Good will always triumph. In all culture, the good will always triumph. So we don't need you to join. I hear people say, no, we are looking for converts. We are not looking for converts. If you are an African, we are just saying this is your intellectual property. Pick it up. Pick it up because it belongs to you. It guides your morality, it guides your spirituality. And I'm telling you, I work here with a lot of European people and African people. And we had a meeting not long ago. It's called Cycle Talk, where people talk in cycle. So there were Indians, there were Africans there were Chinese people, there were Europeans. So everybody go and then they speak about their beliefs. You pick up something and then you talk about what you believe. So every African there, when they pick up something, they will say that I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm this. So when I pick it up, I say I'm just an African. I'm neither Christian nor Muslim. I became the center of attention. Because for the European, he was like, what? Who is this black guy? You must either be a Muslim, a Christian, or atheist. You have to belong in one of the boxes that our European intellectual created. How can you escape all these boxes? So the European is panicking. Then the Africans, they were like, what? This brother must be a rebel. Why is he not Christian or Muslim? Is he one of us? So they are all confused. But yet, I became a short-term celebrity right there, and all of them were coming to me to ask, what is your belief? And I said, anytime you inherit your natural being, your natural ancestral culture, you become a center of attraction. Anytime you embrace your originality and become yourself, you become more powerful in the eyes of the other, because nothing in its true nature can be defeated. Imagine a lion trying to become like an antelope. Imagine how that lion is going to look like. It's going to be an ass-weak lion. Okay? Imagine a tiger trying to behave like a zebra. It's not going to make it. So you got to be who you. A Chinese is respected because He speaks his Chinese language. He practices his Chinese culture. He has Chinese understanding. That makes him powerful. I become more powerful. The Arabs have nothing on me. The Chinese got nothing on me. The European got nothing on me because I stand, when I speak from my African cultural universe. The only thing I have in common with them is to share empirical knowledge based on science and technology. We all can share and learn from each other. But when they come to my cultural identity, I tell them this is where the border is, because I am an African. And I have to, my values, my beliefs, and the way I act must be based on those cultural values. That is my touch. That's my DNA in this universe. I don't have to exchange it for yours. I have no brotherhood. I can't be I'm not going to no atheist meeting with Europeans sitting down. We are discussing atheism. I have no ancestral atheist. I'm not this. What am I discussing with a European atheist? What am I discussing with a Christian, with a European Christian? Or no. And we are not saying African spirituality is a dogma. That's the good chance you have. You can question it, you can debate it, you can be skeptic in it. It's all fine. It's all fine. You can be skeptical in some of his beliefs. You can jump into some of it. You can question some. You can increase your wisdom. This is what it is. It is not a dogma to say, hey, if you don't believe in reincarnation, don't come to African spirituality. You are a renegade. That's not how it works. Everyone have a deeper spiritual understanding than the other. But we all operate on the same paradigm, the paradigm of the unity of being, that we are all part of something greater. Call it God, call it divine force, because the name is just a name. Okay, call it Allah. What is the meaning of Allah? Allah just means an object of worship, that which is worship. That's what it is. God in German, it just means a deity. Doesn't have any other meaning. So what we are calling God does not have a name. You can just call it the first principle. You can call it the first force that come into being. You can call it the eternal energy that keep creation into being. There is no name for that thing that remain in eternity and that keep us together. The idea of giving it name is just for us to capture it, but there is no name. That's why the Bambara people say, Master Lombali, Master Dambali. That force that we cannot know, and that force we did not create, but out of which we all come into existence. So to make your answer, to make it very summarize, the difference between religion and African spirituality is revelation, intellectual dishonesty, which we don't have. 2, proselytism, preaching religion and trying to convert people and waging holy war. We are not, African spirituality is not into that. And dogmatism, the dogma of saying that nothing changed. Our faith is written in stone. Even when we have a deep insight or understanding, we don't change. So you know how religion change? They only change when they break away from their religion. So for Christians to reform their religion, they have to break away from Catholicism to form Protestants. For Protestants to reform, they have to break away to Pentecostal. They got to break away in order to reform their religion, because dogma doesn't allow reform. In Islam, when you try to reform, they kill you. So we are not doing that.
Uncle Sekou.
We are learning every day.
Uncle Sekou, yes. And that's the motto over here for Powerful Bills Only. We learn every day. And let me just say this. If hitting the question out of a ballpark, when we talk about ballpark, we talk about a baseball field, baseball stadium. If hitting the question out of a ballpark was a thing, that's what Uncle Sekou just did when I just asked him that last question. Y'all might need to go back 5 minutes and take notes of everything he just said, because he didn't leave no stone unturned for that last question right there. All right, how are we looking on the time? Because I know I got 2 questions I want to ask at the end of this topic. So how are we looking on the time?
Yes, I can still do 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna ask 2 more questions. I know the people want to know about witchcraft, human sacrifice, satanic rituals, and African spirituality. Can you speak on that?
Yes. So let's go with the term witchcraft. So witchcraft is a European terminology. Okay, we have to understand, because this is one of the difficulty we have in trying to explain African culture using colonial languages and colonial terminology, which sometimes the meaning of things are get lost. Witchcraft is a European terminology referring to people who use the malevolent, they conjure evil forces, and they do evil using spiritual powers, and they can manipulate, perform magic, and do all sort of things. Now, there is a word for it in many African languages, like the Bambara. They use the word subaga. Subaga, that means those who misuse knowledge at night. Misuse knowledge at night. What does this mean? You have to understand that the pre-colonial African knowledge, it was a philosophy where all knowledge was into one. Medical knowledge, philosophical knowledge, spiritual knowledge, all knowledge were into one. So people go to get initiated in African wisdom centers. These wisdom centers, they call them secret society. If you heard the word quote unquote secret society, that is an anomaly. The real name is wisdom centers. These wisdom centers is where you go to get trained about some of the esoteric knowledge of African spirituality. In Mali, you have the Como and the other spirit wisdom center. In Liberia, you have the Poro and the Sunday Society. And you go to Gabon, you have the Bouygues Society. So when you get initiated, they teach you empirical knowledge of things they know. Then they teach you esoteric knowledge. Now, there are people, after initiation, they come out with this profound knowledge. They decide to commercialize this to do evil for personal gain. It's just like picture a medical doctor who goes to school, acquire a PhD or a degree in medical science, and comes out and decided to be an underground doctor doing abortion and evil things that are contrary to the medical professional ethics. Picture a scientist whose the purpose of science was to help human evolve, like Einstein, a great scientist who done some wonderful things. E equal MC squared, wonderful formula that make us to transform every matter into energy. Great job he done. But guess what he did? He went use his knowledge to get uranium out of Congo and construct a nuclear bomb, which killed millions of people in Japan. So in modern time, he will be called a witchcraft because he has used his craft to kill humanity instead of saving them. So there is nothing strange about it. The people you call it witchcraft in the medieval and ancient time were people who just had knowledge of ancient knowledge of how to do things, but they use them in an evil way, diabolically. They can poison you. They know how to use certain herbs to poison people. They know how to do certain things to get people to get certain type of disease. So they were not some type of supernatural people. They were people who just had knowledge, and they were misusing the knowledge to harm people. In every society, you may have such people. If you fight with someone and you say you are a witch, all you are saying is that this person is using their talent, their skills to do evil. So African spirituality never in any of the school of initiation, because when you want to judge a people, judge them by the best of what they've produced, not necessarily by you just taking where the bad part or the few who have gone astray and use it to judge the entire people. So let's take all the wisdom centers of Africa. Have anybody gone to be initiated into African wisdom center where this knowledge is coming from, and they've ever been told to practice witchcraft? The answer is no. How do we know? We've had Europeans who have gone to be initiated in African wisdom center, One of them is Marcel Griot, who wrote about the Dogon people. He was initiated, and all he was taught, it was about the stars, how the stars work, how the different constellation of the stars of the Dogon, nothing on killing people. Amadou Hampate Ba, I'm giving you names of people that you can Google right now. Amadou Hampate Ba, he was a great Islamic Sufi scholar, but he said he wants to know what African his ancestors really believe, different from Islam. So he's going to get initiated. When he got initiated in Mali and he came back, he's like, damn, we left a lot of knowledge behind. He said even though he will remain a Muslim, but he will never be like a Muslim like before. He will have to blend it with African indigenous wisdom because there's so much to learn. There are so many, even Christian scholars, early Christian evangelists who went and got initiated in African wisdom centers. When they came back, their understanding was never the same. So the idea that African spirituality was a witchcraft is of pure colonial propaganda. Let's talk of human sacrifice. There is nowhere African built a lot of empires. And all of those empires, I request for any archaeological evidence where the state and the dominant culture is practicing human sacrifice as a way of appeasing the god of that land. You will find, let's take Nigeria. There is a story which is contested that there was a tribe in the Calabar region, a particular tribe who were involved in human sacrifice. Now, when they take that story of that particular tribe, which is just one out of millions, they now say the entire continent was involved in human sacrifice. It is like saying, because there is a shooting in America, like every American citizen or the American government or the American culture, it condones killing of people. It's a very propagandistic way of looking at things. It's to say that because there is a shooting on the street somewhere in America, we should now say that in the entire American belief that if you see a person on the road, you must shoot them. No, you can say within the American culture, there is a gun culture. There are people who go around shooting. There are people who are doing this. There is what the state supports, there's what the state does not support. You have to make that distinction. There are secret cults in Africa. There are people who just form their own brotherhood. Okay? Just like you can have Freemasonry. A Freemason in African society, it was like any other society. You have people who can find a brotherhood. They have a political agenda. They have their own cliques. They form their groups and they do evil. But that's not the general cultural belief of the people. It's just like today, every society, there are secret brotherhood and clubs. The Freemasonry today, there are many Europeans who reject it. There are many Westerners who don't want to belong in the Illuminati. There is not everybody who lives in America is a member of the Illuminati. It's just a group. So in African, there were secrets, there were societies that were exclusively for certain groups who were just doing evil. They were not representation of the entire culture of the people. If you want to prove that the entire culture believe it, then you need to show where the entire society was involved in human sacrifice. I bet you can show one kingdom from ancient Egypt to West Africa where the king of the land and the entire people have an altar like you have in Mexico doing human sacrifice. It doesn't exist. I challenge anyone to produce that.
Uncle Sekou, that's powerful. That's powerful right there. All right, we got 3 more questions because I know we short on time. We got 3 more questions. All right, my first question: Pan-Africanism. Is it dead? 2025 Pan-Africanism. Is it a scam? How you feel about it?
Yes. So Pan-Africanism is well and alive, and Pan-Africanism is the future. It's not in the past. It's in fact the future. The destiny of Black people rely on 3 fundamental things. One is the integration of Black people. Two is African solidarity. And three, African cultural renaissance. And all these three things are expressed in Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is a political union of African people, a common goal with common agenda to form a political bloc in the global system that is going around today. Because the entire global system was based on our oppression, was created against us, was created against us while exploiting us. For 500 years, whether you are on the continent or you were taken away, we were all subjected to white supremacy, exploitation, capitalism, which has destroyed us for hundreds of years. Pan-Africanism is trying to say, those of us who are descendants of African people and those who are continental African, as well as those who are descendants of African people, should stand in solidarity to each other. Political solidarity, economic solidarity, and cultural solidarity in order to have a greater destiny. It is for our common good, common purpose, and common good. It's very important because you see, the unfortunate criticism of we Black people that we must accept is that we are easily tribal. We like to cling to our little tribal group other than the looking at our general African or global African personality. Our common tribal group is a way of escaping the reality we are facing. Oh, I'm African American, I'm Ado, I'm FBA, escaping the larger debate you want to clinch into you don't want to involve in because the struggle is too big. I just want to stick to my tribe. It's not just in African American alone. You go on the continent, the Africans are, I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Hausa, because you don't want to engage in the global African struggle. The truth is, when you travel outside the continent, they don't give a damn whether you are African American. They don't give a damn that you are from Caribbean. They don't give a damn that you are from Africa. If anywhere I, Sekou, will be humiliated and killed because of my phenotype and my skin color, you will likely not be safe there. I'll repeat that. Anywhere I, Sekou, will be harmed because of my phenotype and my skin color, you are likely not to be saved in that same area. That means then we have a common struggle, a common destiny, and we must identify that and be able to work together for our common interest. The sooner we understand that, the better for us. All other people on the planet are doing it, and we are trying to avoid it for 500 years, and it's messing with us. Let's take America, for example.
Uncle Sekou, that's powerful. That's powerful right there. We're gonna leave it right there because that's powerful. People need to clip that and take notes. All right. Next I want to ask you about Alkebulan. Do you know anything about Alkebulan? Somebody told me to ask you about Alkebulan.
Yeah, so there is this debate out there about the original name of Africa. There are people who argue that the word Africa comes from Leo Africanus, who happened to be a European, Italian. Some argue that he was not African, who was in the Roman army, whatever, who later captured with North Africa. And from his name, they named the continent of Africa. Now, the problem with that is that this individual has his real name before he was named Africanus. His name was not that originally. And two, we don't find people in Italy, there is no generation of people calling themselves Africanus. So if it is a common name, we will find, for example, Americo de Vespucci. If you go to Italy, you have many people having named Amerigo. You will find that name still going on. But you don't find anybody called Africanus after this guy. So it's likely that the player had the name before he picked it up. Like he captured the play and they give the play's name to him. That's one theory. People argue that there was a tribe in North Africa called the Afar people. And out of those people, you got the word Africa or Africa. There are many arguments, but to be truth, there is no primary document very old enough to prove that Africa has been the name of that continent. There is no old document to suggest beyond the Roman period. Now you go to the word Alkebulan. Some people argue that it's the oldest name of the continent. But here is the problem with it. It is not an African word.
Right, Arabic.
It's Arabic. Anywhere you have al, it's Arabic. It means there. Al-Kabulan, there, Al-Kabulan. So that al right there is adding Arabic prefix to it. So this is Arabic. And Arabs are not indigenous to the continent of Africa. In fact, when the ancient Egyptians and the Nubians were building their civilization, the language of Arabic was not even in existence.
I like that, Uncle Sekou. We're gonna stop right there. We getting clips. We all headshots right now. All right. So somebody told me to ask you about what does he think about voodoo?
Yes. So quick thing about voodoo. I have 5 more minutes. Voodoo is not a religion. Voodoo is a brotherhood, it's an order. So if you go to, if it's not generally an African spirit, it's a brotherhood that people get initiated in, and they have a certain. Let's take Freemasonry. It's a simple way you understand. In Western society, if you take, are you going to call Freemasonry a European culture? You would just say it's a brotherhood that has some Christianity in it. It got some Judaism in it. It got some of the ancient Greek philosophy and Egyptian stuff all mixed into it. Voodoo is like that. In the ancient Benin Empire, there were these elders who formed this group for the sake of maintaining sacred knowledge and doing certain things. So they form a group. That's what voodoo is. You have to be initiated into it to even understand their practice. Okay? During the Atlantic slavery, some people who were initiated into that group were taken into slavery. And they were taken to Haiti and other places. Those ones, because the texts were not written. So the little thing they had remaining in their mind, they brought it back together and formed the Haitian voodoo. And the Haitian themselves did not even call it Haitian voodoo. It was the people who look at it from outside began to call it Haitian voodoo because it looks similar to what you find. So these are closed society. These are groups and societies who are forming their own thing. Africa is like that. If you and I agree right now, let's say, for example, you are a hunter or you are a fisherman and I'm a fisherman, and 3, 4, 5 of us are fishermen. You know what? We're going to form our brotherhood. And we're going to have our clique, our club, our fishing secrets, and how we do things. Nobody's going to know. And I'm going to share, I have a knowledge how to catch fish. And I'm going to share with you guys. Then from there, we develop a lot of theory. Not everybody in our country is part of that club. This is our thing.
So voodoo is like the country club, like a golf club.
It's
voodoo
a club,
like
yeah.
A gun club. Know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A motorcycle club.
Exactly. Now they want to make it as some type of a national philosophy for all black people must be voodoo. It's a club. Are you part of the voodoo club? No, don't talk. Just learn about it and then that's it. It's not everybody have to be part of a voodoo club. It's a society that you can be part of and not be part of. In fact, if there's nowhere you will read in the history of Benin that people were moving around and say, my religion is voodoo. You will never see that.
Hey, Uncle Sekou, man, I know we pressed for time. Man, go and get back to work, man. I love this interview. I think my people learned a lot. I think we learned a lot. You totally brought, you took the spookism and all the dogma and the bullshit opinions definitely offer spirituality tonight.
Peace and blessing, brother. It was an honor for me, for you to invite me. Thank you. Time to time, we will talk on more. We will, and I would like to collaborate with you because I want to start my channel to do book review, but I am not very much going the digital stuff. So I will kind of like pair with you to get my channel set up. So because I have a lot of these books that I want to put out there for people to read on African spirituality and all that, for people to acquaint themselves. So my channel will be mostly to book review. So yeah, I would like to pair with you to get some understanding to set up my channel. And also I can come time to time. For there's a book that came out, an Egyptian Arab guy wrote a book against Afrocentrism. I want to do a book review and break it down and destroy it. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
most definitely. Any questions you got? Whether you need questions about what software to use or anything, man, just hit me. You know it's good.
okay. Peace and blessing, brother.
Peace and blessings, Uncle Sekou. You take it easy.
Yeah.
All right, man. I hope everybody love the show, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Man, Uncle Sekou dropping them knowledge, man. Dropping them gems. You know what I'm saying? You can't get this nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Sekou live in the flesh gave us an hour and 35 minutes of his time, and he right back on the JOB. So, man, shout out to Uncle Sekou, man. This is what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? We learning every day. You know what I'm saying? Getting the information out. Shout out to the Paradigm Shift. Shout out to Uncle DMG. Shout out to both the Craigs. Hey man, say man, when you got, as I was telling Uncle DMG yesterday, man, we feeding the people. When you got two debates, you know what I'm saying, going on YouTube, you know what I'm saying. Let's be honest. We in a motherfucking recession. Our people not on vacation in Paris. Our people not on vacation in Rome. You know what I'm saying? Our people is at the crib trying to make a way. You know what I'm saying? So what other perfect thing to do than to build their mind up, you know what I'm saying, on some news they can use, on some information that they can attain and non-compensation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I just made that word up right there. But yeah, I just dropped the link. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to pop in? Let's get up in here. Let's chop it up this Sunday. Happy birthday to my little sister Brianna. Happy Mother's Day to all the queens. If you tired of wearing bullshit, if you tired of wearing shirts that just say shirt, if you tired of wearing jackets that just say jacket on it, if you tired of wearing pants that just say pants on it, and we got these exotic packs, got everything you need, man. If you're tired of wearing clothes that just say clothes, if you're tired of going to Walmart and copping what's on a rack, the shirt is called the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at Pine Club and we're gonna get you together. All right. Let's see. What else I wanted to go to? What else? Man, shout out to Uncle Sekou coming in. Okay. Let me get to these chats. Let me get to the chat. That's what I need to do. I need to be getting to the chat. I wasn't able to catch all of it. Okay, Uncle Indigenous says, you going to hell for rigging them debates, Super Wavy. Uncle Indigenous, I just want to let you know what I'm saying, when somebody get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, or if somebody lose, that's their first excuse right here. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you getting, like Donald Trump say, maybe you getting fake news. I think you're getting fake news, brother. You put an LOL right there, so I'm guessing you was just playing. But okay. Indigenous Black Man Science says we all come from two African ancestors. Okay. I seen Martin in the chat. Martin was talking crazy. Martin say, order and balance sound like Masonic teachings. He said, Mayat, that's Egyptians mystery school stuff. Yeah, Martin. So yeah, hey Martin, when you fuck with Powerful Bills Only, we're gonna teach you about Africa. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna teach you about everything that we was on. You know what I'm saying? Just so the what currency say had to get that out the way so the playing field even. Currency say had to get that out the way so the playing field even. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Uncle Sekou was definitely going over Egyptian mystery stuff. We got Uncle DMG in the building. Say Super Wavy is a superstar jumbo to Saber Sekou. All right, now I gotta look up what jumbo means. Shout out Uncle DMG. Now I gotta look up what jumbo means. All right, Indigenous Black Man said mummies prove it, retainers to facts. Martin came. Hey Martin, by the way, for that debate yesterday, man, there was a lot of racist motherfuckers in the chat, man. I ain't gonna cap. I'm watching, I'm listening to the debate. I'm watching the debate last night, and I'm like, man, these goddamn Native Americans, I mean, these Mexican Hebrews, racist than a motherfucker. I'm looking at the comments from the debate last night. Silent K, what's goody?
Peace, fam. What's up? How you doing, bro?
What's up with it? Up, you all right?
Yes, sir, man. I wanted to catch Sekou while he was up here, man. I wanted to, ask him what's his outlook on Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore, man. Did he leave yeah, you hip to that? Yeah, I ain't seen none of these Black Power, cats talk about Ibrahim Traore, man. You got a like a YouTube tag on Sekou so I can find his channel?
He don't got a channel yet, but his Facebook is let me get his Facebook. I think he just said he was trying to start a YouTube channel. His Facebook is Kelleh, like how you see Kelleh right there, and then Sar Ra. So Kelleh, SAR, and Ra.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I had got in touch with him on Facebook. But I could just Silent K. I could tell you right now, when he start that YouTube channel, man, he gonna be busting shit down.
Yeah, man. A lot of these cats, man, they support him at first, but they wanted to separate sub-Saharan African from African, and then they don't want to call Africans black, and they just kind of pushed the man out the conscious community. But I know he got a lot to say about, the revolution is going on in Africa right now, and I ain't heard none of these Black Power cats talk about it. So, yeah, I'm gonna touch down and tune in with him, man. I appreciate that, Super Wavy, man.
Hey, let me ask you, how you feel about what's going on with Burkina Faso and Abraham Traore? And do you think that we need to protect him?
You know what? That's a topic, man, that I think some of your top debaters need to touch on, man. Should we be in support of Ibrahim Traore, or does it affect us in America, black Americans? Me personally, us being 13% of the population, I think we do need somebody to be in alliance with. You know what I mean? What's better than the motherland? You feel me, bro? Yeah. So that'd be a good topic, man.
Hey, when I be talking to some people, you know what I'm saying? They be I don't think that they be understanding that like America, this is white man's land. You know what I'm saying? Like we got kidnapped over here. Like when
Yep.
I be seeing niggas, oh, I got a 401k. Oh yeah, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna work here for 30 years and retire from here. Oh, I'm gonna settle down with one wife and have kids, and we're gonna have a picket fence and all that. Like, man, you niggas thinking like they are white people.
Yeah,
You
that's
niggas thinking
individual. That's you thinking as an individual. You ain't thinking as a diaspora. You thinking about one deep. But yeah, I'm doing good by myself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us doing good on our own, but we talk about for the future generations to come, for us to be a reckoning force and on a global force, on a global stage. You know what I'm saying? So in order for us to be a powerhouse on a global stage, yeah, I think we need to be behind Ibrahim Traore and protect him. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it'll be a good topic, man, for people to start debating, considering the fact that a lot of these cats say they full blood Indians. Nigga tell you he a full blood Cherokee Indian. You know what I'm saying? Tell you nigga he Aboriginal to this soil. He come from America. They Pan Americans. You know what I'm saying? So uh, we need to go ahead and set the stage, and start excluding some of these cats, man. You a full blood Indian? Well, get out the way while we talk about this Black Power then. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it, man. You know what I'm talking about?
I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
We've been hearing about coups going on out there in Burkina
Yeah.
Faso.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get some, and we've been hearing it's been coming from U.S. So if we get some concrete evidence, like let's say before this month over with, it's an attack on his life, and we find out America did it. How should Black Americans respond?
I mean, I got to protect myself. I could say some things, but I don't want to incite, you know what I'm saying, a coup.
All right, look like Uncle Solid K. Look like Uncle Solid K had froze up on it. But yeah, man, that's Uncle Solid K. You there? All right, look like Uncle Solid K froze up on it. That's the big thing. Like, it's touchy when you watching Burkina Faso news and African news because they saying that America got something to do with trying to get them out of here. You know what I'm saying? So if we get concrete evidence of that, you know what I'm saying? If we get that we already seen what they was doing at the Pentagon, how that black man was talking about them, acting like a house nigga. If we get concrete evidence that they trying to paint Abraham Toure as a bad person, if we get concrete evidence that they doing propaganda to take him out, how us as black Americans supposed to respond to that? I think it was Guinea Guinea or something like that. They banned all foreign minors. So our people is they kicking the French out. They kicking all of these niggas out and doing business with the Chinese and the Russians. And the Russians dropping off them dropping off that artillery in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, get involved, uh tap into African news, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely it's going up right now. Let me just say that it's going up right now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going up right now over there. Um us as black Americans, know what I'm saying? We just gotta stay aware, goddamn, stay conscious of what the hell going on. You know what I'm saying? I think what Uncle Solid K was about to say is he got some stuff he wanna say, but he don't want to get a coup ran on him. I think that's what he was about to say. But hey man, y'all know how we do it, you know what I'm saying? We here for a good time, not a long time. Um in a real way. You know what I'm saying? We about to get up out of here. Peace to everybody that tuned in. Like, share, and subscribe to the show, man. And I think Uncle Silent K just said, I think he was alluding to Sekou being blackballed from the conscious community. Hey man, long as we running these channels, long as we feeding the streets, we gonna bring you all the legends. Long as we feeding the streets, we gonna bring you all the legends. You know what I'm saying? So just stay in tune. Anybody y'all want us to get in touch with, anybody y'all want us to interview, put that in the comments, drop that in the comments, let us know, you know what I'm saying? And I read every single comment. I read every single comment, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Even if you only watch this motherfucker for 1 minute, I appreciate you for tuning in. We're gonna keep bringing that information. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bang on pseudos a little bit. Niggas gonna have fights up in here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the goddamn day, we're gonna come together. At the end of the goddamn day, we're gonna come together. So just like that, keep on enjoying your weekend with your family. We're gonna have a great week. I appreciate everybody. We out here.